Assalamu alaikum, welcome to a episode of George Knows Nothing, and Mera Mehman is Wadeed. Yeah?
Yes.
See you?
Yes.
Right. Muhammad Wadeed.
Yes.
And Aj, I know nothing data modeling ke baare mein. I know about modeling, I don't know about data modeling. So, data modeling kya hai?
Let me first clarify about modeling. It's not the one, as you said, not the one referred in fashion industry, but we can say as in any infrastructures model. So what happens is that before the actual construction starts, the architect makes a model of that building. So the architect tries to make it look good as much as possible. So what happens in data modeling is that in data modeling, we try to make the data look good and organized as well, so it is easy to understand.
So could you give us an example of what data we would be using for, what kind of scenario would you be using data modeling?
It can be used in anything. For example, if I am going to collect data about people, so I am going to, when we are talking about data, it's not just one or two fields, it's a whole lot of data. There are so many fields in a data. So let's say, for example, if I'm going to collect data about people, I'm not just going to collect their names or their contact numbers. I will be collecting a whole lot of other information along with that. I will be collecting their names, their contact number, their addresses, and etc. So after the data collection, I am going to end up with a very huge data set. It is also going to be very much complex. So I need to apply data modeling on that entire data set, so it will have much more less complexity and it will be much more easier to analyze it.
So could you give us an example of how we would use that data modeling in a real life situation?
I just gave you an example because
but like, for example, if we were, could you use data modeling to say, predict that, okay, we have X number of crores of students under the age of 21. Therefore, modeling that out, we will need in 40 years' time, we will need X number of hospital beds in order to cater for when those students are elderly. Is that what modeling is?
No, it's not that. Data modeling is when we, just like you said, so we know that you need data for something, right?
Yeah.
So before collecting the data, you need to know what data you have to collect, because you just can't go there out and start collecting data. You need to collect the relevant data. So you first model that data, okay? There is a type of data modeling, conceptual data modeling. It comes under conceptual data modeling, that when you know you have to collect data about something, you first start making the entities. For example, you need to collect data about a student, you need to collect data about how many, you can say hospitals or etc. You get the point. So you collect data in that way, and after collecting the data, you start modeling it, that you just, you can say just in short, you organize the data in data modeling.
Okay, yeah, बहुत मुश्किल है. So what are the different types of data modeling available?
There are multiple types of data modeling, but the top ones are conceptual data modeling and just.
What does that mean, conceptual data modeling?
Conceptual data modeling means that there is a project you are going to do. For example, if let's take an example of a supermarket.
Yeah.
So what is the main things in a supermarket? There's a product.
Yep.
Okay. So what happens is, there's a product. A supplier is selling the product.
Yep.
And there is a customer buying that product.
Yeah.
So in conceptual data modeling, you get the high level picture of that entire function going on in that department. So there are obviously going to be multiple entities, but I'm just for the sake of simplicity, I'm just taking these three entities: product, supplier, and customer.
Okay. So for example, if we're going to make, so that's conceptual data modeling.
Yes.
What other types of data modeling are there?
There's the other one, logical data modeling. It's a bit detailed version of conceptual data modeling, that just like we said, product, supplier, and customer. So in logical data modeling, we are going to see what fields a customer is going to have. Customer is going to have a contact number, or you can take their address or their contact number, or sorry, their address or something else. It's totally dependent upon you. So this happens in logical data modeling, and the third one is physical data model. So in physical data model, the physical data model is the much more detailed version of conceptual data modeling and logical data modeling.
Okay.
It is going to tell you the data types of all those fields you have just collected. Either the name of the customer is an integer, or you are taking an ID, or it is going to be a string, and just like that.
But and is it used as a way of predicting future outcomes?
No, prediction is based. Prediction is done on the basis of machine learning algorithm. That's something else. We are just talking about data. We collect the data, then we give that data to machine learning algorithm, and then on the basis of that, it predicts something.
But going back to, for example, your example of product,
Yes.
supplier, product, customer. Now let's say, obviously, as a supermarket, we want to anticipate that we don't want the product to stay on our shelves for too long. We don't want our product to be going too quickly without enough stock coming back to replenish it. So does data modeling help? So for example, if we suddenly have cold weather, we're about to have cold weather here in Karachi.
Yes.
If we were data modeling for a supermarket here, we might anticipate that suddenly cold and flu medicine suddenly is going to be bought more, yeah, because of, it's the flu season, yeah, and that we should be anticipating buying more stock from our supplier because there'll be more demand from customers. Is that what the data modeling can do?
No, what you're talking about is business intelligence.
Right, so that's not,
okay.
okay.
That's something else, that's something else.
Sorry. I really do not know nothing.
Yes.
Okay, so talk to me about, you mentioned, by the way, Wadeed was really organized with his plan and his research, so he's come with questions for me to ask. Question number 4, does Facebook and other social media apps do data modeling for their customers?
Yes, they definitely do. There is a subcategory of the data modeling which we discussed before. It is called graph data modeling. All right. So you must use Facebook.
Yeah, I do.
You know this section in Facebook. There's a section in Facebook which says friends recommendation.
Yeah.
Right? You have seen that.
Yeah.
So how Facebook is recommending you friends? It is using graph data modeling. What happens there is, in graph data modeling, there are nodes and there are edges. Okay. Nodes are connected. There are 2 nodes and they both are connected with an edge.
Right.
Getting it? So for example, let's take an example of you and me. Wadeed is a node, George is also a node. So what Facebook is going to do, we both are not friends on Facebook, okay?
No.
But we have mentioned on our profile that we're both are studying in Iqra University, considering you are a student here, okay?
Yeah. But, even if I'm not a student, which I'm not,
Yes.
we're both affiliated with Iqra.
Yes,
in
we
some
have
capacity.
mentioned Iqra somehow in our profile.
In our profile, yeah.
Yes, okay? So that's something. Facebook knows that Wadeed,
Iqra is the commonality.
yes.
Yeah.
That graph is going to make that, and it is also going to see on the basis of how many interests they both have in common. It is going to see Wadeed likes food, George also likes food. George has liked pages regarding a specific genre of music. George has also done that. So Facebook connects both of them on the basis of all that, and this is so much, I'm telling you, in such simple, because there is so much complex process going at the back end in actual.
And that's all data modeling.
Yes.
Great, fascinating. That is really fascinating. I've learned, I just feel I've scratched the surface today. Yeah. I mean, even just looking at the graphs, they're very complex. So, and you are studying. So, what are you're computer science?
Yes, I'm computer science student.
What year?
Yes.
Which year?
Fourth year.
Fourth year. And this is what you've learned at Iqra. All this stuff.
Yes, this is a part of what I have learned.
Just one element of what you
Yes.
learned. fascinating. You're so smart. You guys are so smart. I'm feeling really, really dumb. But thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Wadi. And how has your Iqra experience been?
My Iqra experience is very good because the teachers here are very much experienced. They explain you things in the ways which is very much easy to understand for a student, like comparing or explaining a very dry subject or topic and relating that to our daily life.
Well, can I say you've done the same to me today? You've explained a very mushkil, dry subject, but you've done it really well. Thank you.
Glad I was able to do that.
And last question, studies ke baad, dream kya hai?
I am currently doing my final year project. It is a research-based project, and I'm doing it in data science. It is related to data science. So I will be pursuing my pursuing my career in data science. So I am thinking of doing masters first, and then going to Germany further for PhD.
Wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.